What I'm going to share with you is not an original idea. Hundreds of churches have been doing this for years. Some do it for social action reasons. Some do it for evangelistic purposes. Many do it for both. Today, I'm going to share with you our experience at All Souls. I'm going to share with you the value of speaking their language when it comes to engaging with a non-believing audience. I'm going to share with you what we did that transformed our free English classes from 12 guests attending weekly to over 150 guests a week. My name is Pelé, and I am sorry to disappoint those who were hoping for the Brazilian football legend. I am just Pelé. I'm a minister at All Souls Langham Place. First off, what you need to know is that I am dyslexic. It is a complete joke that I am now the minister overseeing our English language program. When I don't know what an idiom is, I don't know how to spell onomatopoeia, and I don't know how to pronounce past profiteroles. But be encouraged, because if God can use me, he can certainly use you. We're going to look at why, what, and how. Why reach English language learners? The 2021 census reports that 880,000 people in England and Wales could not speak English well. And then there was a further 161,000 could not speak English at all. That is over 1 million people in England and Wales that need English language classes. The report goes on to say that those who are not confident speakers of the English language are often lonely and suffer social isolation. There are over 1 million people who are loved by God, made in his image, but are often lost and lonely. Romans makes the point, how can they believe in the one that they have not heard? And how can they hear without someone preaching to them? That gives us the challenge of proclaiming the good news to over 1 million people who live in our communities, but who cannot understand our Sunday sermons. That's why. Now to what? And those of you who may be switching off thinking, we just don't have capacity to reach English language learners, what we did is really the keys of what we did to our carol services as well. The skills are transferable, that saw 14,000 people come to a carol service in December at All Souls. So I hope that this will help you whether you reach English language learners or not. The first thing we did was we refined our brand. We realized that we had to speak their language, not literally, but previously our English classes were part of our student ministry called One. Our English classes at All Souls were called One English. This made perfect sense to us believing student churchgoers, but it made no sense at all to our target audience. So we asked the question, what would a non-believer who doesn't speak English and they're in the UK, what would they be searching for? What would they be Googling? The answer? Free English classes. That's how freeenglishclasses.org was born. Why do you need your own website? I was asked. Because our target audience wasn't looking at our church website to find English classes. Freeenglishclasses.org does what it says on the tin. We created a dedicated website optimized for search engines using minimal text and clear visuals. The site auto-translates based on the user's device language. We list ourselves on Meetup. It's a social media platform used for organizing events. We discovered that many in our target audience use Meetup, and we now have over 9,000 members on our group. We list ourselves on Google Maps, making sure that our listing was rich in content and information. We're now the highest rated English language school in the West End. All these things we're trying to do was speak their language. I've never personally used Meetup to attend an event, but I am not the target audience. We created a new look, a new logo. that we wanted to feel separate from the church. Many of our target audience would be nervous about walking into a church building, and All Souls is an especially intimidating looking shape. Some in our target audience are from other faiths, so at first discovery would be put off by attending English classes in a church. So the less church we felt, the more welcoming it was. Our flyers we just simply put the words free English classes in about 24 different languages. Why? Because if you can read free English classes, that's all the information you need to know. The visual identity carried over to when you walk into the room. The team can be identified by these blue lanyards. We had pens and notepads, all branded. Refining our brand helped us offer a rich and generous experience to show people that we were taking this seriously. This leads to the next change that we did. We set high standards. We wanted our experience to be better than what students would get at a paid-for English language school. In Genesis, God created and he brought order. When he looked at what he had done, it was very good. Well done. That was our bar that was set. We didn't just want to be good at teaching. We wanted to be good at hospitality. We wanted to show God's love through our welcome. We aimed to provide the best experience possible because we wanted to communicate God's love through excellence. So printing our worksheets in color mattered. When a student enters, they're greeted and walked to a table like a waiter in a restaurant. We identify those who are there for the very first time, giving them extra special care so they understand what's going on. We try to set the tables up so it looks more like a cool shared workspace than a classroom with wonky tables. Our problem is we now have to close our doors and turn people away because we reach capacity each week. After the classes, we offer a hot meal and have an additional hospitality team that join the teachers in befriending the guests and sharing the hope that we have. It is amazing to see that when we give people our time and are generous, how many of them ask us, why do you do this? And why is it free? 1 Peter 3 says, always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks you to give the reason for the hope that you have. But do this with gentleness and respect. A big part of sharing Christ's love in all that we do was to have a good team, which brings me to point 3. Keep it simple for the volunteers. The last thing we wanted was to overwhelm our volunteers. So we created easy-to-use worksheets and streamlined the teaching experience. We have a whole year of weekly worksheets with different topics at 3 different levels: beginner, basic, and intermediate. It makes it easy for our volunteers just to jump in even after a full workday. Now, we are careful not to do bait and switch evangelism. When we advertise free English classes, that's exactly what the team delivers. Our worksheets cover secular topics, but with themes and pathways to the gospel to help us have conversations with the students afterwards. For example, the world's longest running musical show, Les Mis, and the theme of forgiveness. After the teaching is ended, we give the students an option. They're more than welcome to leave, or they can stay and socialize, enjoy the meal, start a conversation. This gives us all an opportunity to reach English language learners with the gospel. People plus time plus the Bible. People who come to free English classes at All Souls come from at least 59 different nations. We surveyed them, and 87% said they didn't follow the Protestant Christian faith, with 45.8% saying they had no faith at all. But when we asked that same group of people, would you like to know more about who Jesus is, a staggering 57.9% said yes. So we have the people, we have the time, we need the Bible. Our worksheets include a page at the back that's not covered during the teaching part of our class, but these are our gospel linking pages. They help our team ask and answer questions that go a little deeper, but are relevant to the theme of the worksheet that they've just been studying. We use a whole host of Bible sharing tools and methods many of you will be familiar with, like drawing 2 ways to live or bridge to life, and the 4 icons. A tool that really fits with what we do, we've heard it before, the word one-to-one. Let me tell you a quick story. One day we had more people at free English classes from China than we usually do. And so after the class, I went to a table of 5 of them and I said, sorry if this sounds a bit weird, but why are you here? There are a lot of people from China here today. And they explained to me that a Chinese influencer had promoted us. And this post they showed me had something like 100,000 likes and 600 comments on it. And so I'd asked them, have you ever been in a church before? All 5 of them said no. I said, have you ever heard of the Bible? All 5 of them said yes. Have you ever read the Bible? No. Would you like to read the Bible now? All 5 of them said yes. So we got the word one-to-one, we opened it up, we turned to the first page, and verse by verse, we gave each of the students to read a sentence at a time. At this point, God gave me the privilege to be with 5 people as they read God's word for the very first time. Wow. Unfortunately, we ran out of time and we did not get very far. But we gave each student a copy because I didn't know if they were coming back. And I encouraged them to read it. The following week, one of those Chinese girls came up to me and she said, in a very concerned way, I was in a gallery in London and I saw a painting of Jesus as a shepherd. But the book you gave me said Jesus was the Lamb of God. How can a man be both a sheep and a shepherd? At that point, I helpfully introduced them to my Chinese-speaking colleague to answer the question. But friends, it has been a blessing to witness our volunteers meet and befriend people at free English classes and walk alongside them as they discover Jesus through social events, through Sunday services. And praise God, just 2 days ago, we had 9 students come to Christianity Explored. Our brand helps us get discovered. Our high standards help those people coming feel valued. Our support for the volunteers makes it sustainable. Since we've launched free English classes at All Souls, we've had the privilege to partner with other churches, and we now are opened in Chelsea, Ealing, New Malden, Oxford, and Edinburgh. We're having conversations with churches in Paris and Prague about opening there too. So that is what we did that transformed things. So next, how you could reach English language learners. I hope no matter what you do, as you consider reaching English language learners, you seek to speak their language. I hope you'll consider what it will be like to be in their shoes. If you are considering opening something like free English classes, this is how to start. 1, pray. Anything is possible when God is involved, even if you are dyslexic. Pray for your team. Pray for your guests. Pray that their English will improve. Pray that they won't feel lonely. Pray that they'll feel at home in your church. Pray that they will know Christ. Second, you need a servant-hearted team. You just need 2 to 3 volunteers who can speak English confidently and love people. No formal training is needed, just a servant heart. Prayer and a team. That's all you need to start. We recognize that other churches might not have capacity to write worksheets or administrate Google listings and update meeting apps. So Free English Classes is actually here to help you do that. We can provide you with those worksheets, the web pages, the email address, the website, the Google listings, and look after Meetup for you. And we even provide English teaching and evangelism teaching trainings for your team. So if you do want to know more, come and chat to me. A few members of our team are here today as well. And you can go to freeenglishclasses.org/open or just send me an email. Thank you very much.